Hello finance experts, my name is Claire Roberts and this is my Bloomberg project for Finance 451. The objective of this project was to analyze several companies from two different industries, pick the best company for each industry, then pick the best company between the two. The first industry I chose was adult beverages because it is something I hold near and dear to my heart. The companies I analyzed within this industry were Craft Brew Alliance, the Boston Beer Company, Constellation Brands, and Molson Coors Brewing Company. The second industry I chose was oil and gas. The companies I analyzed were Plains All-American Pipeline, Spectra Energy, DCP Midstream, and Kinder Morgan. I'm going to explain a few ratios from each industry to determine which company is the best investment. I have graphed all the companies on one graph per ratio for the years 2013 to 2017. First, in the adult beverage industry, we will look at current ratio. As always, consistency is key, so Constellation's volatility does not look appealing. Craft Brew is the winner for current ratio because it stayed consistently good, then it even rose up at the end. Next, we look at financial leverage to see how much debt each company has. Although Constellation has the highest debt, they have the money to cover their debt. The Boston Beer Company is the winner because it has taken on the least constraints of all the companies. We are now looking at asset turnover in the adult beverage industry. The winner chicken dinner is Boston Beer Company with the highest asset turnover by far. And Molson Coors is not looking too hot with the lowest asset turnover. Once again, we have Boston Beer Company outshining the rest with the highest ROA and Craft Brew Alliance looking the weakest with such a low ROA. We then move on to ROE, where Boston Beer Company is the best, yet again, because it is consistently high and then rises even more at the end. Both Constellation and the Craft Brew look unattractive because Constellation is so volatile and Craft Brew is consistently low. Finally, we will look at WACC EVA spread. Craft Brew looks the most displeasing with the drastic drop in value in 2016. No surprise here when I say Boston Beer Company is the best, once again with a consistently high value. Finally, we have made it to the oil and gas industry. We are going to look at the same ratios in this industry for a consistent valuation. None of these companies stick out with a great current ratio. To break even with paying bills, we know we need at least a current ratio of 1, and that was only achieved 1 year by DCP only. Next, we will look at the financial leverage to show how much debt each company has. Kinder Morgan is the best company in this category because when evaluating the EBITDA, they're the only company who can actually afford their debt. The best company when evaluating the profit margin is Plains All American because they've stayed consistent with an appropriate profit margin for all 5 years, whereas a majority of the other companies have plummeted. When looking at the ROA for all the companies in the oil and gas industry, not one impressed me. So, moving on. We are now looking at ROE. Sorry to let you down, but like ROA, not one of these companies had an impressive ROE. Last but not least, we are looking at WACC EVA. None of the companies had an outstanding ratio, but in comparison, Plains All American had the winning value. Finally, we can use these ratios to conclude the best company from the adult beverage industry is Boston Beer Company. I chose this one because overall they outperform the competition in almost every aspect. The best company from the oil and gas industry is Plains All American Pipeline. Overall, none of the oil and gas companies really stood out, but this company was the only one who could afford their debt. In conclusion, the best company of all of them goes to the one and only Boston Beer Company. Thank you.